But yeah, by the way, I did want to end the podcast talking about Eddys Leonard a little bit, and we mentioned this about him being one of our good. Was it good? Yeah, it was Cameron. That was your good, right?
Yeah,
He has
it-
exit velo.
my good is Eddys Leonard, hard hit rate. I think there was one game he played in where we didn't have batted ball data, but other than that, a lot of hard hits. I think with the data we do have, 80% of his hits have been over 95 miles per hour EV. So if you're a Baez hater, keep your eyes out on Eddys Leonard.
Yeah, it's
His hit velos.
So, in terms of questions about his defense, last year we saw him in Toledo. He played all over. He played primarily. He played some time in center field, but he did play shortstop. He came up over as a shortstop. He's fine. He's kind of like a Johnny Peralta kind of type, a little bit, where he's stout, he has decent arm, sometimes has stone hands, but overall he's managed himself to be pretty decently. The write up was stone hands, according to Baseball America. There's other couple sites, but from when we saw him, I thought he was fine. And as far as him being a major league hitter, speed wise, I think he has the capability. He's a good first step out of the box, that's for sure.
Yeah, there's a lot to like there. Like I think generally speaking, he's not going to be ever going to be the best defensive shortstop on a big league roster, but he's a guy that I wouldn't worry too much about. Like if you had a pinch hit and then he had to play shortstop for an inning, I think he'd survive. Like I don't think you want to give him a bunch of starts there, but yeah, and we have his data from Toledo last year. Hard contact is a thing that he does quite often. We can look at it. It's his average exit velocity in Toledo last year was 90.2, which was just right below Kerry Carpenter. Kerry Carpenter's 90.3. It's pretty hard. Justice Bigby, 91. Justice Bigby has been hitting the ball hard too, because that's what Justice Bigby does. Bigby and Leonard are guys that are going to be fun to watch for the rest of the spring, just because of just to see them. That they smoke the ball. And Leonard is on the 40 man. He's a guy like Flores. I think we're going to see this year. I think MLB had him as a dark horse to make the opening day roster. I don't think that's going to happen now with the addition of Urshela. But you never know with an injury, and with his versatility, like you said, he's probably primarily second base, third base. He has played some outfield. He can fill in at shortstop. We talked about that's a shrewd move from Scott Harris. Just took some cash to get him, and he looks like he can help a big league team. So that's it's fun.
Where do you put him in relation to a Willie Castro?
A much better eye at the plate.
Okay.
Well, I mean, yeah, yes. I would say that he's the same level of aggressive as Willie Castro, and probably not quite as good of an athlete. Willie Castro was a really above average runner, could fill in center field, but yeah, I think Leonard has better bat to ball skills. I don't think he's going to walk a ton, but he's also not going to strike out a ton. Whereas Castro, there's a lot of swing and miss in Castro's game. But yeah, I think
he's a notch above Castro offensively.
Yeah.
I would say so. I think he fits the Scott Harris version of Willie Castro better than Willie Castro did. If that makes sense. Yeah, but Castro, I don't think Eddys Leonard is going to go out and steal 20, 25 bases in a season or anything like that. He can get you a couple bags, but yeah, I don't know. It's an exciting guy that is kind of under the radar.
I mean, you think about it this way: the Dodgers had him for the 40 man for a reason. I mean, there's a, and I'm not saying it's just because it's the Dodgers, but I mean, the one thing that has stood out in his time last year, let's not forget, he was one of the youngest players on the Toledo roster. That's something to consider.
Yeah, he's 23. He's just
turned 23. Yeah,
younger than Bigby, younger than Malloy. Not that much older than Colt Keith, right? Probably a year, 8 months older than Colt.
Yeah, or something like that. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, like about a year.
You're right. 23-year-old for just straight up cash. That's a good move. Chris, the money there.
22. I mean, 22. When they got him, he was. Yeah. Here's the thing. He was at Double-A before they got him. And you keep in mind too, he was in this. I believe it's a Texas league, so it's kind of more. It's a very hitter friendly league. His WRC plus was 96. He was hitting 254. He had 11 home runs already before he got called. Before the Tigers signed him and sent him to AAA. So I imagine him being in the Erie's roster last year. Whew.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's
he would have been
9
above
months
his
older
weight.
than Colt Keith.
Yeah.
9 months. Yeah.